Okay. So we're back. Back at it.
After a pizza break.
So, do you guys, just curious, know of any relatable stories you guys want to share with us about maybe the access to prescription drugs, how easy? 'Cause that's what our focus group before this said, that the access from doctors is just sometimes overwhelming with what they prescribe you with. Okay, for example, I'll say a couple weeks ago I had a muscle spasm in my back and went to the health center and they prescribed me with muscle relaxers, which I've never taken in my life. Didn't know really what to expect. She just said take it before you go to bed. Took it she said also take it that day when I got home. Don't drive, obviously. And it just knocked me out for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then
She didn't explain that part?
she told me it made me drowsy, but I seriously slept the entire rest of that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day I felt a little bit better, but I took it that night before I went to bed. And then I think on the third or fourth day, they gave me 15 pills.
Wow.
And I was supposed to take one a day. And on like the fourth or fifth day, she called me and like verified that I was still taking them. And I was like, I don't think I need to. Like my back's fine now. So I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys or if you know anybody.
Yeah, I can say too. This is really cool. Yeah, I used to be a cheerleader, so like we used to have to like tumble and everything, and it really got to my back, and so I went to the doctors and I got like naproxen. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but it's like a pain reliever, and it was a really high dose, and kind of the same thing happened to me too. Like I would take it and I would be out for hours and wake up and I'm just like, what has happened?
What just
happened?
happened?
I'm actually prescribed to that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
it just
cramps.
knocks me
Mm-hmm.
out, and it feels
It
like
makes me really dizzy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I can tell when it's about to hit me because my eyes are just
Mhm.
automatically.
it
I'm
feels
like,
good
no.
for a little bit. Like I
Yeah.
can see how people can get addicted to it because
Yeah.
it feels good for a little bit. Like when you're like in that mood, like right before, I don't know, I get excited when I'm about to go to sleep. So like when I get really like sleepy, like
Yeah.
I don't know, I love that
You know the
feeling.
difference.
you're about to have a
Yeah.
good night's sleep.
Yes, like that's about to be a good sleep. And so I took that for a couple of days, and I could see how people get addicted to it because but it took the pain away. It was great, but it was just like.
Did you feel like the prescription was excessive?
I would say, I mean, my back was killing me, so I wouldn't say excessive, but I mean, it just goes back to like I can see how it can become addictive because it's a really good feeling, and then it's taking the pain away too, so it's like numb, and then you get a good sleep from it, and so I know for me, like I don't really sleep that much. I know a lot of college students don't sleep that much, but especially my freshman year, I was sleeping like maybe 3-4 hours and then going and having a full day. And so that would knock me out for a good 8-9, and I know that's normal what you're supposed to get, but I can see how I would like, yeah, I need some more of those, like you know, I can see how people would do that. So
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of people who have gotten prescribed like medications for like, I know someone who has like disc degenerative disease in their back, and they got prescribed a bunch of pills and they just abuse them and take them like every day and more than they should, and now they're just like addicted to it, and I don't know, it's just, I feel like, and he's been to rehab multiple times and his doctor's still like prescribing him like all these pills, like he gets morphine, he gets Ativan, he gets
He came out of rehab prescribed him more drugs than he went in there for with the problem with. Yeah.
So you think the
So-
problem kind of lies with the doctors almost?
yeah,
Like, are they not keeping
They're-
track of?
I know,
his
that's what I was
I feel
wondering
like they're trying to
too.
get more sales, just people.
Make more
just
money.
to get
Quota.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
Mhm.
Because I mean, if you think about it, like he's abusing them, so he's taking more than he should, like in a day. So I was thinking, like, well, how would they even let him like refill those
If
prescriptions?
it's not meeting the data.
Yeah,
right?
because usually
Yeah.
like you only get like 30 days or like whatever, I don't
Yeah.
know. And
you can't refill it until that 30 days.
exactly,
Yeah.
so I don't know, I was just like
Interesting.
curious about that, like how he could even, like if he'd have to wait the 30 days before he could get more or what. But he's prescribed like, I don't even know how much, but and he's had like surgeries on his back and stuff too, like 3 or 4 surgeries. So, and it's kind of sad because he has 2 kids and he just can never really be around them, only like certain times.
And when he is, he's usually pretty out of it. You can tell. You can tell the drugs are messing him up.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the doctors really helped feed his addiction then? Like, if the doctors would have done a better job, then maybe he wouldn't be so messed up?
Yeah.
He doesn't abuse them because he only gets what he's prescribed. He doesn't like buy them from someone else or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
But it's still just what he's prescribed. Just
So he
makes
doesn't
him
even like
messed up.
have the need to go out and find more.
No.
He's like
No.
set.
Yeah,
Wow.
he just is prescribed so many like different drugs, like I don't know, like morphine and what else? I don't remember.
There's
Like
a bunch of
Vicodin
stuff, like
and
anxiety medicine,
Vicodin.
muscle relaxers,
just like everything. It's crazy.
depression medicine, just
Yeah.
for a bunch of different things. I'm probably sure he didn't even have just besides his just degenerative disease in his back. But
I wonder why it's so like when I was in high school, I have ADHD, ADD, but when I was in high school, I really took it like clockwork, like every day. But I was prescribed like monthly, and it was 31 pill a day, 30 days. But I couldn't if I were to take more and I wanted to go refill it, I couldn't until that 30 days.
Yeah.
So I wonder why it's different for different drugs. Is it the doctors? Is it?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
What is?
Yeah.
the
What
cause?
what defines like
Mm-hmm.
that? So I'm curious just to see.
I mean, I would say it's probably the doctors. Honestly.
Your story makes me
Yeah.
believe it's the doctor.
You guys think that you can build a like your tolerance levels
Oh yeah.
get bigger from
for
it? So
sure.
then once you build that tolerance, you need more to fulfill that
And-
good feeling.
Yeah, and he's
euphoria.
in like he said like this guy's been in and out of rehab like more than twice. Like
I think he's got
his
5
tolerance. Yeah.
DUIs or OWIs.
Yeah.
I mean, rehab in itself though can be scary too, because when you get out,
Mm-hmm.
you're either gonna A, not do it anymore,
Yeah.
B, try to do the
Relax.
same amount
Well, and
that
he's been
you
to jail
were.
before too, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I
he's-
know too. Oh, go ahead.
I just know he was talking about like even in jail, he was saying how he could still get it.
Yeah, I've heard it's
Really
easier to
easy.
get in jail
Yeah.
than it is out here, which
Yeah.
is
The
crazy.
guards and
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
bring in anything, especially like tobacco. I know that's a big thing, but
Yeah.
That is crazy.
yeah.
I know. My dad is really big into like self-medicating himself, but he gets like prescription drugs and stuff, and so just for various things. But I remember one time he gave me like a Vicodin, and I was like sick, but it was like his prescription, so you know how it's based on like grown man
yeah.
and his weight. I'm like
Yeah.
12 at this time.
Yeah.
And so I think he even gave me like half a pill, not even a full pill.
Yeah.
And I was so high. Like my
Oh my
mom
gosh.
came home and was so mad at him.
Oh
Why did you do that?
goodness.
Like I just remember just being everything, like the room was spinning.
out of
Like
it.
yeah, just
Yeah.
out of it. Like it was just so crazy. And I'm like, I didn't think about it then, but like yeah, he's bigger than me, he's taller than me, like he's a
That
grown
makes
man.
sense now why that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, I'm like, that's why, because my little
Yeah.
body, like, it evaporated so quick in my body and just
Yeah.
gave
And
me.
he's used to it too, because he's
Yeah.
probably built up a tolerance.
Yeah,
over
yeah,
time,
so it's like, I never thought about that, so that's
So-
what that, that's what that was.
At like parties, you guys said that's where it's most prevalent.
Mhm.
Do you think that's another reason why people obviously take it while they're drinking? Because they don't have that sober mind to say like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want
Yeah.
to try this. I want to try like more.
Yeah,
Like,
because they're already drunk and everyone else they're with's doing it too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
peer pressure.
well, if everyone else is, like,
It's
might
much
as well.
harder to say
Might as
no.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on like public service announcements when you see like those very like deep commercials of one person saying like it happened to me, it can happen to you, like kind of like what's an example? I don't know. There's a
Like
ton of
drinking
them.
and driving
Yeah,
and
there's a
stuff
ton
like
of
that.
them.
Like
Yeah.
I've
They'll show like an
Yeah.
accident happening
Yeah.
and it makes you like, oh my goodness, I don't ever want to drink.
Is
Yeah.
there those powerful messages to you? Like, do those work? What do you?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they work for some people, but then others just
some people might
Yeah,
think
they
it's
just-
not real. They're just making it
that
up.
won't ever happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
think that's a
they're-
lot of people's mentality. Like, it's
Yeah.
not gonna happen to me.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
think that until it actually happens to them.
Have you seen the commercials where it's like, I'm addicted to crack cocaine?
Yeah.
That one? Okay. You see how you laugh?
Yeah.
It makes me crack up. Because
Like,
it's like,
we had one where
Yeah.
he's like,
It's
my
bad.
parents never took care of me to take me.
Yeah, it's like,
Wow. Crack
it's
cocaine.
funny. Yeah, it's like, I'm addicted
Yeah.
to heroin. I like meth.
How,
And it's
how
like,
unserious it is.
yeah, like,
They look like,
it's funny,
yeah.
but they probably really are addicted to those
Yeah.
things.
yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's the format of the way they said
So
it.
yeah,
Or
so
maybe it's
I was gonna say,
just-
so then what's your preference? So like for me personally, a message that uses like emotional, like family, that gets me more.
That
So
you
like
can
what's
relate
your,
to.
like do you have to have like a tragic scene or does it have
Even
to
comedy.
be comedy?
That
Like,
would work,
so like
though.
what's your preferences?
Yeah, I think that would work. Like,
A tragic scene?
The
That's
tragic
right, yeah.
where they
Yeah.
show the girls, like, have you seen the one where they-
Texting and driving?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I
then, like,
sorry.
The
everybody
UK
hard
commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah, those
yeah,
are
and she's
intense.
like paralyzed and stuff.
Those
Yeah.
are intense. What do you feel about, how do you feel about those? We were talking about that in class.
I just feel like it's a wake up. It's
Yeah.
like, it's literally a wake up because you look like that could really happen. Like, you hear people saying, like, oh, don't text and drive, like, don't do that. But then
When
you
they
see
show
it and
it,
you see
yeah.
how bad it could get, and then you think about, like, oh, I text and drive sometimes.
Yeah.
Like would you think
Yeah.
that we should show that in like high school or something? Or do you think that'd be too much?
No, I
Yeah?
definitely
Yeah,
I think so,
definitely
too.
high school.
But
because
yeah,
then
maybe
they're,
it's college, so they know.
they're more emotional, I feel
Oh,
like.
yeah.
So they'll
They're younger, more
It'll
immature.
They're like
It'll
mature
affect
enough.
them more.
Yeah, they're not that
Yeah.
young anymore that they can handle that. Okay.
It's like when you're like a little kid, I feel like as an older adult, you tell just anything to a little kid, they're like, oh my gosh, like they take it so serious.
I'll say yeah,
but-
maybe not in grade school.
Yeah, so like,
But like in college.
Yeah, like younger.
I hope that would not be a
Okay.
problem. Grade school.
Yeah.
Well, no. Nowadays,
No, I would dread of you.
people are starting younger. Like
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
they taught us
Yeah.
dare in 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah.
But,
Do you think it's becoming a huge problem? Like, how do you feel about prescription? Like, I like personally. Yeah, like personally, I don't know if you guys had heard, but like a couple of years ago, or was it last year, 2 years ago, we had a student here who OD'd on something. He was in a fraternity
I think it was a
here.
couple years ago.
It was Zach Decker. I only knew him because he went to Cathedral, and I go to a Catholic school in Indy. But like he was a student here as a senior year. His mom found him. Like it was just so crazy. Yeah. So like
a story like that.
and like he was the third person from Cathedral to like die of an overdose. Like there wasn't, I don't even know his name, but there's a couple others. But I just feel like it is like becoming so much more prevalent. So like I don't know what everyone else feels like. Like have you guys
Do you
heard
notice
of
it
a
more?
lot of it? Like just last week I had a friend who her boyfriend of 3 years just overdosed. Yeah. I was like I wasn't close with them or anything like super close, but I mean
like
we
died?
he died. His James Blanc. I don't know if you guys know. But I mean, I had asked how he died, and she said he overdosed on some medicine, prescription meds. I don't know which ones. I didn't want to ask, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god, that's like the 5th person like since I've been here in school
Really?
that has died like off pills. So to me, I'm just like kind of getting more passionate about this topic because it is becoming more prevalent. Like to me, at least. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have any personal.
I haven't really heard anything.
When I was in high school, actually, one of the star football players, I went to Chittard. He OD'd on heroin,
Oh wow.
and he.
Sorry.
No, it's
Stay
fine.
high.
And
But
we
he
played
goes-
senior football, and you guys won.
She's trying to tell the story. He's like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
High school rivalries.
But he said he OD'd on heroin.
He OD'd on heroin.
Stop.
You look at him, and you wouldn't even think he was on heroin. He was so happy. He was.
Was it like
cool.
a
I mean,
first
people are getting
chill.
tricky about it though.
Yeah.
Like, there's better ways to hide it now.
And
There's
Pills.
Yeah.
rich people now are starting to do it, and they can handle it better. I don't know. They can control it.
Hide it better at least.
Yeah, they're able to
Yeah.
hide it a lot better.
One of my best friends he has, done weed, he's done ecstasy, like all the like party drugs, and he started stealing pills from his grandma who has cancer. tragic. You know, you wouldn't think you would steal your sick grandmother's pills, but he was that, you know, addicted to just anything that would get him high and out of reality. He was also depressed. But he got in a car accident on the way coming back to campus one day, and he like went into the other lane and like got hit, and then he went down and like spun around, and he got arrested, and that like he almost got kicked out of Ball State for it.
Wow.
Like it was, he spent like a whole 2 days in jail. We couldn't find him. Like it was bad. Like, and that just got, like, that hit me. That was the moment that I was like, oh my gosh.
When you know somebody.
Yeah.
Right? It's
This guy that I work with, actually today, which is crazy, he was telling me about how he took some painkillers last night. I'm not sure which ones, but like he talks about it so casual.
Are they his?
Yeah, like he got them from somebody.
Oh,
I
so
guess.
they're not his.
like he's not prescribed.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But he like bought them from somebody, and like he uses them like all the time, but he just was like, he talked about it like it was just
Nonchalant, like-
normal. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I took some painkillers last night, and like, I don't know, and like, I don't know. It was something like before that I didn't hear about a lot. Like you heard about weed and you heard about people, you know, abusing alcohol and stuff like that. But now, like, people are really
It's like it's almost like they want to try everything just to try it.
just
you know?
to try
Yeah.
it, like, but not really realizing that these can have some serious
One time.
negative
Yeah.
effects. Yeah,
Just whatever gives them the best high.
yeah,
The fact that
They're
he's
searching for.
like gloating about it.
yeah.
Mind-boggling.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like he talks
Like you're
about,
so cool.
Yeah.
he talks about like, it's like, and I'm like,
Good for you.
why do you do that? Like, why do you need to do that? And he's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just something I do when I'm bored or something like that.
So do you
Yeah,
guys
That's,
think?
that's when you know it's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm just chilling at home
I'm
by
bored, I'm gonna
myself.
take some drugs.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh my gosh. Well, we asked our first group this, but do you guys know, because our whole thing is like to raise awareness of it being a problem, do you know where what resources to go to get help or to send somebody to get help? Because that was one of the problems, like the only place that they knew of was like the health center. Do you guys know anything on campus?
Yeah, there's not really anywhere to
Wouldn't
Not that I'm
send
aware
them
of.
besides
I mean,
call 911.
I feel like there is a place, but
You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of our goals is to like focus on showing the freshman students the resources that are available to them. So you think that that's something
Definitely
that needs to
putting
be done then?
emphasis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely. And I think they need to do something too where, like, if you report it or like you need help, there's no consequences. Like, you know how like with alcohol now, if somebody's drunk and passed out, like if you call, you won't be the one to get in trouble because you could be potentially saving someone's life.
Yeah.
You know, so like I think there should be something like if you are addicted,
If you notice it.
yeah, or if you notice it, or if you're feeling this type of way, come here, we can help you. You won't be in trouble. You won't get kicked out of school.
Yeah, because
We
that
just
is a
want
big
it.
issue.
Yeah, and so I feel like a lot of people, you know, hide it or they don't go looking for help because they don't want to get in trouble, you know.
Mhm.
So I think that
I
would be
was
something
at a party one time at my friend's house, and this girl, like, I just don't know why, like, I just watched her sometimes when she was walking because I just knew something was off.
to. Yeah.
And she, like, went outside, and there was nobody outside. Like, we were all inside. And I, like, looked out the back door because I didn't know what she was doing because I was like, I don't want her to get in the car and drive, like, if she's drunk. And she, like, sat in her car and, like, passed out in her car. And I, like, went over and started, like, banging on the window, like, and she wouldn't wake up. And then I called, like, I had to call 911, and they were like, oh, well, you're not in trouble. Obviously, I was 21 at the time. I wasn't going to be in trouble regardless.
Regardless.
But it was just, like, kind of scary. They're like, you're not in trouble. Like, I had to talk to, like, some cops because there was underage people at the party. But I was just like, oh, my God, that just happened.
Do you think you would have, I mean, I don't know if I should even ask, but like, I feel like, would you have helped if you weren't 21? Would you have had someone else call? Or
I
like,
mean,
Yeah.
me personally, I probably would have still helped.
yeah.
I kind of knew the girl, but not really. But if it was somebody I didn't know, if they went to leave, I think I would help. But if it was just like they were sitting on the couch, chilling, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't notice it. But I'm a big stickler for like not drinking and driving. So that's really what I was worried about. And then she like passed out. She took something. We found out later it wasn't even alcohol at that point, but.
Oh,
I know, yeah, I would probably still help at that point.
So you guys think that barriers for people getting help would be, one, the drugs feel good. It's a different kind of feeling that your body's not used to. And another one would definitely be they don't want to get in trouble. Is there anything else you guys can think of?
I think it's a lack of knowledge, like where to go.
Okay.
Really?
Or maybe they don't know that it's going to be that bad.
That and like I just feel like some people don't want to get involved with it. Like I feel like like I'm sure like Zach Decker that OD'd, his friends must have known that he was doing pills. Like he had a lot of friends and he was popular and like partied and he was in that party scene. I'm sure his friends knew, but like why didn't anyone talk to him about it or I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like people just don't want to butt in into other people's lives and.
But it could have also been the thing she was talking about too, how you might have not even been able to tell. Like some people can hide stuff like that if they don't. If it's something like they don't want to be known as or like on their character or part of who they are, they can hide it, And
So then you think I don't know if we probably already have. So then talking about the symptoms then would be really helpful because like I don't know if I really do know the symptoms of like what people look like when they're on pain pills or what they look like when they're on Xanax a pain pill or pain painkiller. Yeah. Okay.
It's anti-anxiety. It's for anxiety.
Okay. So I'm not so.
I've seen someone at a party who took Xanax and she just like passed out and couldn't even stay awake.
And didn't she not? You said she
didn't even remember like me being there
anything?
because it was like one of my friends and she didn't even remember me being there at all when I talked to her the next day. Like she just didn't even remember anything. Yeah.
So I wonder if you would want to do it again or.
I don't think so.
Yeah, if that would be.
Yeah.
So does it take a bad experience to not want to do something again?
Yeah,
You know what
I
mean?
definitely
Because
you go into it like thinking like it's gonna be fun and awesome and I guess you don't know what to expect, but something bad has to happen in order for you to realize like, oh
And
crap, like
You could say that also goes with the whole friend thing. If somebody,
Yeah.
if you know somebody
Oh,
that it happens to, and you can relate, or because I want to think about like PSAs. They reach us because they're so deep and like I don't know, sad or
That and I
it
feel
could
like
happen. You just never know.
that and they're longer, so I feel like you can get more into detail and kind of create an image in someone's head versus like a flyer.
Yeah.
Like it just has that more emotional attachment and just
Mhm.
more detailed. What do you guys feel about like social media? Would you retweet something? Like would you feel comfortable enough to like if you were to go to freshman orientation, I mean you don't even have to like be using prescription drugs or anything. But like if you were kind of passionate about it, is that something you would do or are we just wasting our time with that? Or would you just follow it for the information?
Like,
Or would you just not
like
mess with it
awareness?
at all?
Huh?
Like awareness? Like
Yeah,
if you- like
because like okay, I'll be honest, there's been times where there's a page, a Ball State page that's followed me and I'm like I like don't ever retweet anything of it or anything just because I'm like I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know, like do you feel the same way or are we just wasting our time with increasing awareness through social media or like because like the point of Twitter would be for you to retweet it, pass it
Yeah.
along so other people to see.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea because people read stuff like that, and so like you read tweets.
I think especially if it says Ball State, like, cause
Yeah.
I usually read anything that says Ball State just because I'm like, oh, what's happening?
That's
Yeah.
that's my school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that would be a good idea if you guys like made a Twitter page and then like or something like that, and then
What if? No, never mind.
What were you saying?
yeah, we'll just made a Twitter page and then like put like good information on there,
Okay.
eye-catching information. Like maybe you can put like a picture of like statistics or something, or like you
or a
know,
link or something.
yeah, or something like that.
Funny video. Okay.
Maybe even specifically about Ball State if we could somehow get data like that.
Yeah, I would watch it though with like links and videos because I know like some people like. You know, when you get on social media, you're just like scrolling. Unless you really catch something and you want to look at it,
Okay.
it's kind of
Gotta have a
quick.
good time.
So it's got to be
You
something
got like
that
a 5,
pops-
yeah, like
Okay.
a 2-second
that
window.
pops at you.
So maybe more on Facebook then.
Facebook would be a good.
Because I feel like
good
there's a
for
lot of
videos
longer
and things.
videos on Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
and like
Yeah.
that's
And-
people get on there to watch videos.
Yeah, you know how like when you're scrolling through, you don't even have to click on it for the sound.
It
you
just-
you get it by watching it.
Yeah,
That's
you
how
just
I
stay
am.
on the
I
screen.
read like the caption, then I just watch it from
Mm-hmm.
as I'm scrolling.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know
It's
either.
good.
It's
It's like
you
they
just
get my
keep-
attention just by it's funny or
Yeah.
I don't have to
Are
listen
you
to
still
it.
about the app? Is that still an idea? The app we were gonna do?
I don't know.
What was it?
The app about building a community, like if we were to do like an organization here on campus, and then we had the app.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
we still doing that? Is that a thing?
We can ask what they think about it.
Okay, so one of our ideas for our project was we were going to do like an on-campus organization. You only need like a person or like 2 people to start an organization. It's like really easy. So we're just going to do that, and what we wanted to do with it, I guess, was build like a community on campus. So like the people that are enduring it have like a family to go to and kind of like people to support them and stuff. So that's like the main purpose of it. But we were going to do events like have public speakers once a month and do like little events where there's food, and like I think we were thinking about making an app. So like, do you think that so far of what I said, is that something that you think would be like, do you have any ideas, anything that you're like, that's not going to work, or you should do this?
I think it would be definitely a good idea. I think it might be kind of hard to get some people out, especially if it's like substance abuse. A lot of people aren't gonna want to come to the forefront and admit that. I think like if you think, because when you first said it, like a support group, I thought about like AA.
Mm-hmm.
And, in AA, those are like people who have already been in rehab. Ones are like, they're like usually older people.
Mhm.
There's some college kids, college-aged people. And so I think that it would be definitely be a good idea, but I think it might be kind of hard to reach certain people, like definitely the people that you want to come out.
Yeah.
I guess
It might be kind of hard. So I wouldn't target it straight at people who are like, hey, if you have a substance abuse problem, come here.
Yeah.
I would like try to target it, to a lot of people in that way.
Like
If
if
you're
somebody
interested,
may
you're
come.
interested in
Yep.
this, if you know
Yeah.
Somebody
you may
may
want to
come,
go.
and
Yeah.
you never know, and they come and they get that information and then they let it out. But I do think that would be a
Okay.
good idea.
Yeah, our target audience wasn't just for people that were, I may have worded that wrong.
Okay.
It was for like just anyone.
Anybody?
Anyone
Okay,
that's
yeah,
interested,
definitely.
but yeah, like we are trying to like the main
You wanna-
purpose
yeah.
is to help the people that, okay. So you think the app then is a good idea, or you think, because with the app, I think what we wanted to do was like, like GroupMe, kind of like have that so they get on the app and then look at the events
And
or
have like a schedule.
have a
of
schedule, have
events that are
information,
coming, yeah.
like, okay.
It would just be something more that we'd have to collaborate on it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So did you guys learn anything new today?
A lot,
I realized how weird I felt.
Yeah. That's like the last question. What did you guys learn from today? Well, I don't know. I learned a lot more about the doctors. Like, I mean, that one girl that had told her story about how easy it was for her, but it's kind of like, that's just one story. But now that I'm hearing this again, I'm like,
Yeah.
should we work with doctors? Like, kind of, I don't know, go that route
Yeah.
and just kind of like
Yeah.
maybe make a plan to where they let, like, because, like, okay, personally, my doctor would always check up on me with the Adderall. Like, they'd call me, like, so how are you feeling? Like,
Yeah.
any
You had a good
symptoms? Like, they
doctor.
would do that a lot. And then, especially if I upped a dose. Always, like, once a week, literally check on me. So, like, maybe if we could, like, change the guidelines
Mm-hmm.
and, like, make
Make it more strict.
make them more strict.
Make
and,
them know what they're like. Why did they diagnose me with muscle relaxers if all I said was my back hurt? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be more.
So I guess that's something new I learned. So maybe that's a new idea we got from today. So I don't know if you guys have anything you want to input, anything you liked discussed.
What did I learn today?
I know it's kind of a weird question.
It was more of like a informative conversation we all had. Like we were all
Yeah.
sharing ideas and like
Okay.
trying to.
I mean, that's the main point
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
group is to get feedback from you guys, our target audience, to
Yeah.
figure out what we're doing.
So what can we do differently to get our target audience's attention?
Like we've talked about social media, we've talked about the freshman orientation. You mentioned keep up with it, the whole outreach every week.
So I
Also-
think social media is good.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
You think
what-
that's our best?
Making it
Yeah,
big.
Okay.
because that's what
That was
all
very
college-
unanimous, yes.
All college kids are always on their phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media would be
And that was our plan, like with the freshman orientation. That's just kind of like grabbing them then and there. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna be there, kind of get maybe their parents involved and kind of help them like get more interested, and then grab them from there and then proceed. So like give them the information
Give them a
about
brochure.
social media,
Yeah,
maybe try to get their
that's
email address or like whatever. But yeah, that's definitely what we were planning on doing with that.
I do think that you guys' target population is perfect. I think
Yeah.
it's good to start with freshmen and to hit freshmen
And new
first.
people coming in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because we are the new people coming in, and so
Yeah, we haven't really been or
exposed,
much.
Yeah.
to everything, and so
Uh-huh.
wanting to try new things, it's good to get that information first. Like, hey, maybe you don't want to try
Yeah.
that. Maybe
Yeah,
you
like look,
should
this is the
stay
problem
with-
at Ball State. Like,
Yeah.
And then as we get older and get through, we can tell other younger people,
Mhm.
like we can tell the younger classes coming in, like, hey, we don't do that. Like that's something we don't do, or something we try not to do. So I think it's
Yeah.
the target population is perfect.
Good.
That was really
You think
awesome.
word of mouth is helpful? Because like now you're saying that, I think that is like really helpful. Like
Yeah,
that will
definitely.
help us with our program.
Mhm.
But I feel like it's so hard to get people to do it. If that makes any sense. Like, okay.
They just don't want to take the time to do it.
Mhm.
yeah.
I guess if you were to hear it from a friend, it would.
Yeah.
it
Mean
would-
more.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, because now that I'm a senior, I'm like looking back, half the stuff that's available to us on campus, I have like no idea still. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, I think there's a drug thing on campus, but I don't know. Like I don't even know. I couldn't tell you what the name is.
Yeah.
I think just the outreach has to be much, much, much better. People are worried about getting through their classes through the week so they can go party on the weekends. Like that's really it, and going like the fun part of it. But outreach as like for problems here on campus, like you don't see a lot of people like not protesting, but like you see people that go to like the scramble light and have things there, but that's usually for like fun stuff, like you know. So
come
it's
to
not.
our event.
Yeah,
which
come.
we
Yeah,
thinking about doing.
yeah, and not saying that's a bad thing, not saying that there shouldn't be any fun in college, but we are here to learn, you know?
Yeah.
So there needs to be a lot more education outreach, I feel like, and they should keep up with it, and, you know.
We were gonna one of our ideas was to team up with like a professor. So like I know like psychology, you guys all had to take that, right? Or was that just everyone has to take psychology, right? 100.
I think
I'm
so.
in it right now.
Okay. So like I know I had True Love, and he always like talked about the fun stuff and was a fun teacher, and a lot of freshmen take him. But you think that you would listen to what your professor had to say about that? Like, would you take that into consideration?
I think like maybe even PFW classes, because I'm in that now, and we have been talking about like prescription drug abuse here on campus, and we've had guest speakers come in and talk about it, and I don't know,